I'm Will Harris, and this is White Oak Pastures. I raise grass-fed beef here. I've always been a cattleman, raised cattle here all my life, as my father did, and my grandfather did, and my great-grandfather did. Animal welfare and environmental stewardship are core values of my family. All my life I was told, you take care of the land and the herd, and they'll take care of you. And that's what we do here. It's incumbent upon me to have the soil right. You've got to have the right grasses. Then you've got to have the right cattle that fit the land. If you do all these things, you can wind up with some really great beef. I say that our beef is made out of good organic soil and sunshine and rain. And there's nothing any more pure than that.
It's so important that we choose the absolute best possible meat that we can. I'm Kevin Gillespie. I'm the chef and owner of Woodfire Grill in Atlanta, Georgia. I wanted to be a chef because I grew up with all of my cousins and aunts and uncles living around one another, and when I became an adult, I wanted to be able to pass that moment on to people, and the only way I knew how was to build a restaurant. Working with a local farmer is the only way that you'll truly be able to know exactly where your food came from. You can visit their farms and you can stand in front of your guests and you can truly tell them that I know that I'm serving the best possible food that I can. I think that grass-fed beef is an amazing thing because you get to see the animal in its natural sort of habitat. It's eating grass the way that cows are designed to do.
These cattle have already grazed. When we get a little closer to them, they're going to peel out from under the shade. And that'll give you a chance to get a little better look at the cows so you can see what you're getting. My biggest customer is Whole Foods. They buy about 80% of what we produce at the plant. Yeah, and I don't know where we would be without them.
What do you have growing right over here, Will?
Well, that would be weeds to the cattle, but it's food for the sheep. They are part of what we call the Serengeti model. The Serengeti model from the Serengeti Plain in Africa is large ruminants, followed by small ruminants, followed by birds, the birds being the turkeys and the chickens. That's grass-fed, and it's healthier, it tastes good.
Especially since this beef is leaner, we got to be careful. We can really easily overcook it, and then it starts to taste like, well, shoe leather, basically. I'll throw these burgers on right behind it here. So the burgers, just get them on here. Don't push them in too close to each other. If they're in really, really close, they just start steaming. So we'll put 4 of these down. We'll just close this door here for a minute, and by the time we come back, we're gonna be able to flip them over and we'll be almost ready to go. We can feel right now they got a little bit of response back. You push them, they kind of spring back to you. If we left just a dent in it, then they'd be too raw, but at the same time, if we pushed them and they felt like a hockey puck, they'd be overcooked, and we definitely don't want to see that.
I beg people, please eat it as rare as you can.
I think the grass-fed beef has a cleaner flavor to it. You begin to sort of taste the flavor of the meat itself. It has a more natural flavor. It doesn't have the muddied sort of flavor that you get when you feed animals too much grain or too much corn.
I'm 55 years old. I've raised cattle all my life. I've never enjoyed it as much as I'm enjoying it right now.